Oh, that's not good. What is up, YouTube? It's your favorite Trick or Trash Sonic Kicks here with a brand new challenge video. It is my genuine pleasure to welcome you all to my Sonic 1 backflip challenge. The rules are simple. You have to play the game, get 100% completion, and every time you get hit, you gotta do a backflip. So for those of you that are new to the channel, your boy got into flips because of Sonic the Hedgehog, so I wanted to combine my two passions for movement and this character's video games and put them together in one video for you all. Naturally, I cleared Green Hill Zone Act 1 with no problems whatsoever. But I'm not gonna lie, it's been a while since I played the Sonic 1 special stages, and I might have taken an L here. Thankfully, second try's the charm, which, in retrospect, turned out to be a terrible piece of foreshadowing. But for the sake of content, I've gotta count these retries and these restarts as another backflip. So we're one zone in and one backflip on the lineup. Although I guess now is the time to tell you that I'm going to wait until I finish the entire set of zones before I combine them all together and do the backflips for that collective stage. So you're gonna have to wait for me to finish Act 2 and 3 before you see me do all the backflips for Green Hill. The second verse of Green Hill goes exactly like the first, with no issues at all. But don't worry, I promise I get my ass kicked eventually. But come on guys, you know it's Green Hill. These levels are meant to be easy before they drop all the jank on you in the next couple of stages. Man, speaking of jank, did I tell you guys how much I hate these special stages? Oh, did I tell you how much I hate having to do them twice? I mean, I guess it's pretty cool for the time, but damn, is this rough. And not only is it really nauseating to look at after about 10 seconds, but it's also really hard and finicky to control. Sometimes I can jump off the wall, and sometimes I just can't. I don't know, I've never figured out how to do this right, and I pretty much just luck my way into the emerald each time. But hey man, that's another emerald down and another backflip IO. Thankfully though, Act 3 doesn't let us do special stages, so all I gotta worry about is not getting hit and taking care of the easiest boss in the Sonic franchise. That shouldn't be a problem at all, right? Fuck me, dude, why am I so left-handed? Hey man, that's okay, Cam, it happens. We all make mistakes. Fuck, I did it again? Oh man, you know, every time I start to think I'm actually a little good at something, I am quickly reminded of just how human I am. Well, that's two backflips that I owe for the easiest boss in the game, so hopefully we can only go up from here, right? Dude, who am I kidding? 4 backflips for Green Hill Zone is pretty damn bad if I'm being honest. You know, especially since the gym was busy the day I wanted to film this, so I had to do it on the dead floor upstairs. Okay guys, so that's 1 for Act 1, 1 for Act 2, and then 2 for Act 3. Show me a camera. Alrighty, Marble Zone, aka when the game stops being fun. At least for a couple of levels, right? I mean seriously, who genuinely likes this level? It's so much starting and stopping. If they didn't put this shit in Sonic Frontiers, you know what I'm saying? However, I suppose it's for the best, because the slower I have to go, the safer I'm playing, and the safer I'm playing, the less backflips I have to do, which is great for my back and my body, but not necessarily for you, the audience. So I'm sad to say it guys, but unfortunately we're not going to have a backflip for this stage. But you know, it happens. That is unless the special stage decides, nah, you know what, take one. I don't think I've ever been bodied that hard in a Sonic game in my life. And I mean, of course it would happen when my body is literally on the line. But you know, sometimes it do in fact be like that. Thankfully, I pull my head out of my ass long enough to get through the stage with no problems at all. And I even pick up a shield along the way just for extra security. Because damn, do I hate these levels in particular. I do not want to give it the satisfaction of making me do a backflip. For real though, every time I play through Sonic 1, I have so much fun until I get to this set of zones right here. And see that? F you, Fireball, I'm not taking an L. Despite this stage trying to give me the finesse, we managed to make it through without taking a single point of damage beyond the shield getting popped once. But hopefully, the special stage doesn't absolutely screw me this time. Because I gotta tell you, even though I'm used to doing tricks on concrete, I'm not exactly used to doing about 40 of them in a row. And for the uninformed out there, a dead floor is just concrete with some carpet thrown over it. But now we are on to the final act of Marble Zone. So, you know, only one more to go before the game gets entertaining again. I know that's a zero effort joke, but it's okay because I immediately get punished about 10 seconds into this level. Yep, right on time. I gotta give it to Sonic Team though, at least this place looks cool. Also, very glad they gave us a shield since we immediately put that to good use, losing it in the later half of this level to these dumb wall spikes. Unfortunately, I think they heard me talk trash about their dad and called for backup. And of course, they would catch me slacking at one of the worst possible moments. And, yep, that would be all the way back down. So from here, I got mad and tried to cheese this gap, only to catch another backflip from my troubles, because it turns out that not even a shield can save me from my greatest enemy of all, my impatience. Thankfully though, I managed to stop being blonde for long enough to make it back to the boss. Like most of the bosses in this first Sonic game, Eggman's not too difficult here. I just have to make sure that I jump over the fire and don't leap into one of the platforms that's currently being incinerated. And hey, look at that! I don't actually throw this time and double the amount of tricks I have to do. Go me, right? After a mere 8 hits, I'm able to take down Eggman without getting damaged a single time, leaving me with only 3 backflips to take care of. So let's get right to the interesting part. Okay, let's get more of those. Easy. Sorry, I had to make sure I wasn't having a stroke. You know, I feel like, for better or worse, Springyard Zone is the one that shows just how well you know Sonic 1. There are so many learning curves and gotcha moments hidden behind every corner that it can be maddeningly frustrating for the first-time players out there. The first thing on my priority list is to get 50 rings so I can wrap up these damn special stages, man. Thankfully, the first act doesn't take too long and we make it through with 0 issues at all. But of course, I've got to mess up the special stages at least once, right? But you know what they say, we don't struggle to live here, we live to struggle. So bring it the hell on, Jenkinol. We're 5 out of 6 emeralds down at least, and 1 backflip in. Okay, so the first thing you're gonna notice about Springyard Zone Act 2 is this set of rings that happens to look like a dick. The second thing you're gonna notice though, is that this level is a lot easier if you stick to the higher path, per usual. While I couldn't find another shield, we didn't really end up needing it, so after a little under 2 minutes of carefully running around, we clear the second act and make our way to grab the final Chaos Emerald. And by the way, I know that originally this game only had 6 Chaos Emeralds in it, but they could have stuck the 7th one in here anyways, you know? I think it really would have helped to make this the definitive version of Sonic 1, although they would have had to make another special stage to accommodate for that, so your mileage may vary. Oh yeah, and speaking of that, this last special stage is a complete freebie, so we've got all the Chaos Emeralds, and now I can spend the rest of the game trying to blitz my way through it like an idiot. The stage even throws me a bone, but despite grabbing a shield within the first few moments of the run, I lose it less than 40 seconds later, and then catch a hat trick of stupid decisions, giving myself 3 backflips before I even get to the boss. To put me further on tilt, the game literally tells me to cope, so I respond by taking 2 hits right out the gate to Eggman. And yeah, I know I could have slowed down, but even with backflips being on the line, I just couldn't help myself but to try and set a new personal best for beating the game with the good ending. Trying to go slow as the blue blur just doesn't really feel right, you know what I mean? Which is also why camping with Sonic and Smash is absolute cancer. And even though I ran out of rings early in the fight, I managed to take down the dock and only owe 6 backflips for this set of stages. That's 3 set of zones down and 3 to go. And we're currently at 14 backflips total, so now would be a good time to go down below and guess how bad you think it gets from here. Okay, now we're looking at Springyard Zone. We got 6 I gotta do. Oh, this is getting tough. That boss kicked my ass. Yeah, Labyrinth Zone is another one of those definitely not getting remade anytime soon kind of stages. But credit to where it's due, I kind of dig the mazy structure this time. It's a little charming up until I lose my damn shield and get hit twice. I guess I just decided to not jump there. Just in case it wasn't obvious this far into the run, I film all of the gameplay footage first, and then I go back and record the backflips all at once. And even though this makes it more difficult for me physically, I enjoy the challenge it takes, and I think it brings better content to you guys because because you can slowly watch the life sap from my eyes with each flip. Thankfully, the toll for Act 1 was only a couple of back tucks, but spoilers, this is where I start to add on the numbers. Alright everybody, guessing time again. How many do you think I pull here? Mind you, I'm supposed to be good at this game. Well, about 40 seconds in, I take my first hit, then I get a shield. Then I lose the shield, and then, just because I'm bored I guess, I take another 3 hits. But you know what, that's a problem for live action me. All I've gotta do is sit here and edit this. And beyond all that, there's not much to Act 2 except for this elevator obstacle. Yeah, I like it. It's cute. On to Act 3. Act 3 opens up with a fun water slide set piece and a hidden shield that I immediately waste trying to grab this invincibility power up. And because, of course, I run out of invincibility just as I'm about to run into an enemy. Thankfully, we make it through to the boss fight where there is another shield waiting for us. And speaking of boss fights, this is my favorite one in the whole game. I mean, talk about a great idea for a classic Sonic boss, right? This is more of a race than an actual battle, and I am all about it. Unfortunately though, we lose our shield and end up taking a hit, but thankfully we're able to use it to damage boost up and successfully finish the rest of the stage. That's a lot of backflips though. Okay, working our way over to Labyrinth Zone. We gotta do 8. Getting tired. Get in there. I'm like we dizzy. We've only got 2 more sets left, and I'm not gonna lie to you, I've come to really love Starlight Zone over the years. It's nice after all of the previous stages to just be able to haul ass through a level again. Even though I take a couple of hits along the way this stage transitions from piece to piece still lets me hit a nice flow state. And honestly, that's what Sonic's all about for me. I think besides Green Hill Zone, this is probably my favorite set of levels from the first game. It's even got my second favorite boss fight right at the end of it all as a nice little cherry on top. I don't know, I just really enjoy levels that prioritize flow and feel over puzzles and set pieces, you know what I mean? Act 2 is more of the same in the best possible way. I absolutely adore this place. Especially with the drop dash added in, come on, these levels are straight goated. It makes me wonder if the placement of Starlight Zone was intentional, since we've already gone through a couple of slower paced acts before arriving here. You know, I'm sure it was. I know Sonic Team has a bit of a reputation, but there's a reason this game was successful beyond the marketing. Then we finally get to Act 3, and at this point, I've been feeling myself a little too hard for a video that's going public, so I end up taking a few hits to Sonic and my ego. Just look at this, I grabbed the invincibility and still managed to get hit before it kicks in. Oh well, live and learn, am I right? Although watching this back-to-back hit still hurts my soul and tickles my funny bone. From here though, we arrive at what I believe to be the best actual boss if you don't include Labyrinth Zone's race. The cool part about this fight in particular is that you're free to beat him in like 3 different ways. You can use the trapeze to launch Sonic up and hit him, or you can use it to launch the bombs up and hit him. Or, if you're really swag, you can do both, but today wasn't it for me, Chief, and I end up having to take the slow path. However, that's another boss down, and 1 more set of stages closer to the end. Back to live action. Alright guys, we're in Starlight Zone, 5, and this is the last time it's gonna be easy, because the next zone is difficult. For you, YouTube. Oh, that's not good. We getting there. So, Scrap Brain, yeah. Well, as hilarious as that was, it turned out to also be a precursor of everything to come. I'm gonna end up racking up a huge flip count from these last few acts alone. So if you came here to watch me suffer, then you're in for a fun time. Just to completely clarify, if you've been paying attention, you'll notice that we're at around 18 or so flips, right? So in the context of actual filming, I've pretty much just been cranking them out, walking to the camera and starting another take, then filming more. so I haven't really let myself take a break. Yeah, well, these last 3 levels have almost as many hits as the other ones combined, and it's mainly from Act 2 and 3. In a mere 2 minutes, I managed to get my blue ass lit up 8 times, which is as many hits as the entirety of Green Hill and Marble Zone combined. But you know, for all this stupidity, I gotta give it up for Scrap Brain as a whole. I still really enjoyed these first 2 acts. There's a good mix of insane last level obstacles and high speed maneuvering that if I wasn't focused on trying to beat it as quickly as possible, I definitely could have pulled more enjoyment out of. Still though, we're already at a 9 count for these first 2 parts and we've still got 1 more to go. Oh, look at this game being all cinematic. I still find it so charming that even from day 1, Sonic Team always tried to do something with its narratives by having cutscenes. I know a lot of people say the shift to more story focus in the adventure series is really jarring, but did any of them actually finish these games? There have been cutscenes from day 1, and that's not even getting into Sonic CD. Sonic has always had a narrative drive, that's part of what made him interesting. But this isn't a video essay, it's a challenge run, which may or may not be more interesting, depending on your tastes. At the very least, collecting a whole ass 5 more hits in this act is gonna make the grand total for Scrap Brain 14 flips. And that's after I've already pulled over a dozen. That is a thick oof, guys. Boy, would that suck to be future me. Okay, we're at Scrap Brain, and I've got to do 14 more. I couldn't have kicked my ass any harder if it tried, huh? Boss is free. Oh, never mind, I suck. At this point, I'm just impressed at how hard karma hits me. Never let him catch you sleeping, kids. In all seriousness, this is among the easiest final bosses out there, unlike the next 2 games, which I may or may not have already started on. And if I'm being honest with myself, I'm really not looking forward to Death Egg. I'm notoriously bad at those last 2 bosses. And dude, that's not even getting into Sonic CD, which I haven't touched in years. I remember absolutely nothing in that game, so a 100% run is gonna suck. But you know what? It's whatever. I'm still gonna enjoy it. I wouldn't play these games and do these challenges if I didn't, and I'm genuinely fortunate to have the opportunity to create what I can using the skills I've picked up over the years. Anyways, after a final set of 8 hits, we take down Eggman for the last time in this game and proceed to the ending and collecting my last backflip debt. Of course I died once. Okay, let's get it over with. Okay. Easy. And with that, we've finished the Sonic 1 backflip challenge with only 43 flips. If you made it this far and enjoyed watching me do my thing, please consider the usual sub-like for your boy. Now, I'ma pass it back over to live action me for the outro. Sorry, I'm gonna cut out all the heavy breathing in between takes. Okay guys, that's the end of this video. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed it. It was fun for me. So I've done something like this before. I've done 100 backflips in an hour, but I was able to take breaks in between my sets of 10. This was way harder. Thank you so much for watching. Please let me know what you think I should do next in the comments below. Maybe a different trick, but the same game. Maybe the same trick, but a different game. Who knows? Either way, keep tuning in. I'm bowing out. See y'all next time.